Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a total first world problems video. So before anyone comments that this is a total first world problem, I want you to know that I am aware, but this channel is kind of frivolous sometimes, so I wanted to share my frivolous first world problem and a little reveal from Chanel with you guys. So for those of you who may be new to my channel or just finding this channel now, I have had a few hiccups with this brand. So the brand in question today is Chanel. I mean, as you can tell, it did end with a happy ending, but that is not to say that I am happy with the store that I got these from. For those of you who don't know, I have a sister named Tony. She also makes videos here on YouTube. A few years ago, she purchased her first pair of Chanel Espadrilles. At the time, they weren't really on my radar. I didn't really have an interest in them, but over the years, as I saw how much use my sister got out of her shoes and how good they looked, I really wanted to get a pair of my own. Also, if you're not that familiar with me, I love designer handbags. That's my thing. I don't really buy designer shoes unless I really feel like I'm gonna get a lot of use out of them, because for me, I don't want to own a pair of Louboutins just to say I own a pair of Louboutins. I want things that I'm actually gonna use. If I don't use them, I don't really want them. So it was around last fall when I decided that I wanted to get a pair of Chanel Espadrilles for myself. Now, these are not the easiest shoe to come by. I don't know why. I don't know if each pair is handmade. I'm not really sure why they are so hard to come by, but it's not like walking into a store like Foot Locker and saying, I want those shoes, and they wrap it up. They can kind of be hard to get and hard to buy because I don't know if they create false scarcity in terms of like how many they actually have, or maybe they're just lying all the time when they say that they don't have your size, which I will get into. It was around October, and I actually remember this crystal clear. I was sitting right over here on my couch, and I called the Chanel boutique, and a man answered the phone. The Chanel boutique in the Holt Renfrew in downtown Montreal. So the guy on the phone, I said, hi, I was wondering if you had any Chanel Espadrilles in stock. He asked me my size. I said a woman's 8. He said, no, we don't have any, but mark this in your calendar, November 15th. I'm like an elephant. I have really good memory. I can show you my agenda too. He said, mark your calendar because on November 15th, we're getting our cruise collection or some sort of collection, and we're also getting all the classic Espadrilles. So if you come in the morning, you should really have no problem getting a pair of Espadrilles. And I said, great. I marked it in my calendar. I made plans with my sister for November 15th in the morning to go, and I was vlogging that day, and I made plans with her to go. We were there really early, not really early, like 11 a.m. And I got to the store and I said, hi, I was wondering if you had any pairs of leather Espadrilles in a size 8. And the woman looked at me like I literally had horns on my head. She looked at me like I was asking, hey, by the way, do you have like Coco Chanel's body like in the back room? Can I see it? Like, she looked at me like I was crazy. She said, no, we don't have any of the leather Espadrilles. They had one in patent leather and like a canvas, and I really wanted the classic leather, either black or beige. I didn't really care. I just wanted one pair. Probably in the fall time, if I would have purchased them in the fall, I would have gone for black. So I am a very polite person. I personally don't ever feel entitled. I was like, oh, really? I spoke to someone in October on the phone, a gentleman, and he told me if I came on November 15th that I would have no issue getting a pair of Espadrilles. And she was like, oh, I don't know where you got the information. And I was like, well, I called this store, and I even had it on my phone in the call log. I was like, I have it in my call log that I called this store. I wrote it in my agenda. And she basically was like, no, we don't have any leather Espadrilles. I tried on the patent Espadrilles. They only had a size 7. I'm a size 7.5, but I have flat feet, which are a little bit wider. So in shoes like this, I tend to need to size half a size up. And she said, okay, you can leave your name, and when we get them, we'll call you. And never called me. During the winter, I kind of let this go. I live in Montreal. We have pretty brutal weathers, and I sort of let the whole Espadrille thing go during the winter because I wasn't really gonna wear them anyway. Whenever I would go into the store, they never had them. I went to the boutique a few weeks ago. Why was I downtown? I went with my sister for something. I forget what we were downtown for, and I went into the Chanel boutique and I was like, Tony, let's just ask. Let's just see why did we go downtown? We went to the Chanel boutique and I said, hi, do you have any of the Espadrilles in a size 8? And the woman was like, yeah. And then 2 seconds later, she's like, oh, sorry, we don't have any. So I thought that was a little bit weird, a little bit bizarre. And not that I think that you should really dress up to go to stores, because I don't really dress up. I'm a very casual type of girl. I can go into Louis Vuitton with a ponytail and leggings and I'll still get treated really, really well. I don't dress up as a person. I'm not a fancy person. If I'm gonna be spending the money, I don't think it matters how I look. I don't care if you walk into Chanel looking like Bozo the freaking clown in a clown suit with a wig. I think that you should be given good service, and it shouldn't matter what you look like. So I don't know if they assume like, oh, she's just young, she's not gonna buy them, I don't wanna deal with it. I don't really know what they assume. I feel like maybe in more touristy areas like Montreal and Toronto, I know like a lot of people might just go to Holt Renfrew as like a touristy thing to look at the brands and like experience luxury shopping. I know that Montreal is sort of like touristy. I get that maybe some people just go in and try them on and like are annoying about it, but like I feel I'm not the type of person, okay, this is just me, I'm kind of weird about this. If I don't have a reason to go shopping like in those luxury stores, I don't just go there to browse. I like to go there with a clear mission, with a clear end goal, but that's just me. So I walked out, I was like, hey, that's weird. And then I was talking to a friend, her name is Antonia. I met her through YouTube and everything. And while we were talking about it, she was like, oh, I know you've had so much trouble getting Chanel espadrilles. I had the same issue in Toronto because she's in Toronto. And she gave me the name and number of her sales associate in a different province. And so I contacted the sales associate. She actually had the two espadrilles in my size, in the colors I wanted, but I wasn't sure of the size, and for a purchase that is pretty expensive, I was like a little uneasy. I really wanted to try them before I bought them. As fate would have it, I got a text message from a friend. I'm not gonna say her name because I don't know if she's comfortable with that, but she texted me last Friday night, hey Allie, just wanted to let you know I'm in the Chanel store right now and they have one pair of each beige and black espadrilles and lambskin. And I said, hi, OMG, amazing, do you think they could put a pair aside for me and I can go tomorrow? She said, okay, I'll ask to put a beige aside, just waiting for them to finish with customer. I also wrote to her, if they say that you can't put them aside, I can e-transfer you and you can pick them up. And she said they can't hold it since it's a hot item. And I said, okay, no problem, I can e-transfer you. And she said, okay, let me do the transaction and I'll let you know how much it is. So she bought them for me and I said, thank you so much. And so she sent me the receipt and then I was like, you're amazing. What's your email? What? Blah, that's not important. So then this is where I am freaking annoyed. This is why it's not okay, and this is why I'm calling the Chanel store at the Holt Renfrew in Montreal out, because it is not okay to lie, especially to paying customers. So she said, when I first asked if they had 38, they told me no, but I saw the box that another client was trying on and she didn't get. And her sales associate, who was busy, was like, yeah, we do. Well, her sales associate that she normally saw was occupied with another client, so she asked a different sales associate, and she said, I asked this other associate while I was waiting for mine to finish with a client. She didn't even check, she just straight up told me no until I physically saw them with my eyes in front of me. I don't think she could deny it. And the sales associate straight up lied to her face when the box was sitting right there. So that just goes to show, maybe every single time I went in asking if they had the espadrilles in a size 8, maybe they were lying. I know that a lot of people have also had really negative experiences at the Chanel store in Montreal. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't want to say like, oh, like you're a sales associate, like know your place, but kinda. At the end of the day, you're the one paying over almost $1,000 for a pair of shoes. God knows how much for a bag. God knows how much for this. You're paying them so much money, and I hate how they make you beg and beg and beg for these things that you want to buy with your own money. It makes zero sense to me because a sale is a sale. I don't understand why they would lie. I don't understand why you have to jump through hoops or have connections or, you know, literally have to catch them in a lie to be able to get a pair of shoes. I just do not think it's okay. And truthfully, it makes me really turned off from the store. I want to just tell those sales associates that they need to get off their high horses. It's rude. It's simply rude to just completely lie to a client's face. How do you think that made the sales associate look? It made her look like a freaking idiot. Because she was literally caught in a lie, like straight to my friend's face. I don't think any store that makes you feel like they're doing you a favor. Long story short, I did end up getting the pair of shoes that I wanted. But I just wanted to tell you guys this story because I get so many questions whenever I show a piece that I buy, whether it's my ring or a bag or shoes or anything. I get so many questions about the experience, about what I think about it, and I just wanted to tell the story, not to kind of call the store out. I know I have a little voice and I know I'm not a huge channel and they probably don't give a shit about me, but I just want to say that you look really stupid when you literally lie to your clients. Lie to your client's face, lie to potential customers' faces. I don't care how much you're spending, whether you're buying a little card holder or whether you're buying a frickin' that hula hoop huge Chanel bag. I think you deserve to be treated with respect, especially when you don't come across as aggressive, when you aren't rude, when you aren't condescending, when you literally just go up with little smile on your face asking for a pair of freaking shoes. I think it is completely just disgusting that someone would do that. Someone would just straight up lie. That's why I don't really have a big interest in Hermes. Like, I personally don't like Birkins. If I ever would get an Hermes bag, I'd get like a Kelly. I prefer Kellys to the Birkins. Personally, I just find that I just don't like Birkins that much. Except the little ones. I kind of like the little ones, but I don't really think I would ever feel comfortable spending that much on a bag. I'm going to show you guys my shoes. So I've already worn them. I love them so much. So the shoes that I got, I already unboxed them, but I want to talk to you a little bit about them. I'm going to show them to you. These are the classic Chanel Espadrilles in the beige and black lambskin leather. Like I said, I really wanted these for summer because I feel like it's more summery. It makes your legs look really good because, you know, the new leather. I liked these for summer more than the black, but I definitely would want to get the black pair for fall time. Now I just want to talk to you a little bit about my thought process. I wanted to cover it since this is sort of like an unboxing video. So I am the type of person where I don't really wear a ton of heels, and during the summertime, or even like when I'm wearing like my leggings during the year, especially in the fall, it's sort of hard to find like shoes that are not athletic, especially in the fall, because I'm the type of person where I wear flip-flops in the summer. I wear, you know, I pretty much wear flip-flops. Honestly, when I was younger, I'd wear ballet flats and stuff, but not so much now that I'm older. And I wear a lot of running shoes. During the fall, I'm always in running shoes. I have a big running shoe collection. So I really wanted a pair of shoes that was like an in-between shoe that I could wear dressed up, I could wear dressed down, but that they weren't necessarily a running shoe, but they weren't like a heel or a wedge or anything like that. Did they need to be Chanel? Of course not. Of course you can find many similar options, and I'll link some of them down below. Similar, cheaper options that are just as nice, but you guys know me. This is a very superficial part about me. I do love designer brands, I love designer items, but for me, I like to own items that I know I'm gonna wear, like my Givenchy flip-flops. I wear them to death, and I can already tell with these that I'm gonna wear them so much. And I knew that because my sister wears them constantly. No matter what outfit she's wearing, she's always wearing Espadrilles, and it was just the perfect in-between shoe for me. Took a long time to get them, but I'm happy I have them in my collection, and I'm probably gonna get the black pair soon, probably for fall, so hopefully I'll get them. I'll probably try and get them during the summer just so I don't have to deal with it in the fall. So this is not how it came. This is me trying to wrap it, not good at wrapping, just a Chanel ribbon. And these, I got a size 38. This is the box. I mean, it's really not that exciting. They come with 2 Chanel dust bags for each of the shoes, obviously. The stuff that fills the shoes. And then since I always get questions about how much the items that I get cost, I'm open with it because you can find these prices online, and honestly, you can't buy these online, I don't think. I might be mistaken, but I don't think you can buy it. Should I say, I think this is the sales associate that always lies to me. The Espadrilles themselves cost $775, and with the tax in Montreal, the total came to $891.06, which is actually cheaper than, not cheaper, but it's actually less than I expected. So yeah, this is the bill from the Chanel boutique on Sherbrooke West in Montreal. You know, honestly, Chanel is a brand that I've always really loved. Ever since I watched The Hills and Lauren Conrad would always carry Chanel bags, I knew that one day I would own one. Right now, at this point in my life, I just feel like it's not gonna work with my lifestyle. I don't wanna rush into owning one to say that I have one. Always been a brand that I've loved and admired, and I just think it's really sad that that's how they treat their customers. I think really what it may be is because Montreal is such a touristy city, I think that maybe they are just used to people coming in, asking to try things on and not purchasing them. Unfortunately, I can't wear a sign around my neck that says, I am here to purchase, I am serious buyer. I can't do that. I just hope that in the future, I have better experiences with them because it is a brand that I would like to expand my collection into, but so far, all my experiences, especially this one when they literally lied to my friend's face, it has left a really bad taste in my mouth. So I'm probably going to be purchasing my next pair through my friend's sales associate. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys will see a lot of these shoes. I love them. To me, they are so worth it. And I'm very happy to finally have a pair to call my own because I watched my sister rock them for so long, and I'm so excited that I finally have a pair for myself. So that was a long-winded video. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. And if anyone from Chanel watches this video, I guess if I have one thing to say is I know customer service can be tough, but I don't think that any customer deserves to be lied to. And I think that you should treat every customer as a potential customer because you never know who's going to be dropping money, and then also you don't want to look stupid. And in the comments down below, let me know what your best or worst experience was at a luxury boutique, because I am interested to know. Chanel probably is the top of my list for worst customer service experiences. They've always been awful at the Chanel boutique in Montreal, from lying, from, you know, saying, the list goes on and on. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoy this video, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.